Well, hello! In this video, I'm going to show you something really interesting, even though I just decidedly feel a bit crabby because I didn't have that much sleep. Look what we've got! It's James! And James is carrying 3 tire wagons, or oil wagons, or fuel wagons, I don't know. Very interesting looking tanker trucks. Well, they're not really lorries or trucks, but or I think they're more like wagons in a sense, eh? Reminds me of that episode where James is moments where you know the episode called Dirty Objects or James Makes a Mess, where James rudely teases Toby and just discriminates Toby for being like a dirty object. And then there was that one moment that James rams into 2 tire wagons by accident, of course. And then at the end, James was requested by freaking Sir Topper to be sent to the washdown. And yes, there was also another moment where James had his tankers caught up on fire. And that was from an episode called Thomas Percy and the Old Slow Coach. And oh my god, very interesting indeed. Very interesting. Lovely looking train. And mind you, James is one Tomy locomotive from Thomas and Friends that really deserves nostalgia. It certainly does. Brings back a lot of memories indeed. But anyways, remember the product that I might show you here? I've actually showed you briefly in a previous video. It was £30.50 and it was called the Willy Wagtail Flock of Unrealism Mega 30 Pack, and it's based on the Australian Willy Wagtail, and that's what it is. And on the packaging it says wag wag wag. That looks very nice because these birds resemble to that of true or typical wagtails that we have in our country, but they're not related. Very nice. And there's what we have here. I've already read the disclaimer before. Very nice. I've actually had a look at this in a previous video. And I know it's like a packaging in the packaging because there's actually 2 sides that you can unpack so that you can release all the 30 birds that were inside here. Therefore, look at this. There's like 30 of these freaking birds. I've already counted them and they come in different shades of brown. And they've got the same colorization here. By the looks of it though. Sort of penguin-y sort of colorization now, because you've got the grey beak, the grey head, the grey sections of where the wings meet up with these parts here. And hopefully I've got these quickly there. And there's a black, greyish sort of like tail design here. And you've also got the feet as well, which are also slaty dark grey. Very interesting, almost black. Well, not in a sense, eh? And they've also got different eye shapes as well, which is interesting now. Well, all these are round, all these are round and circular, but I think the eyes come in different sizes, so it's very important to know along the way though. Very interesting indeed. I don't think Willy Wagtails tend to be in flocks. They usually tend to be in singular. They tend to be in single ones or pairs, which is interesting now. I've already counted like 30 of these, and I actually want to prove to you that there's like 30, so I might start off with these. And there's even lighter tone versions of the birds, which is interesting. Along the way there, I've just counted, there's 6, and here comes number 7. And it's very interesting. Oh, look at this one here. This one's got a very different eye design here. If I show you towards the camera here, look at this. It's got a very different eye design. Though, look at this. It's obviously got the same eye design on both sides. Okay, 10. Look at this. This one here has got much more of a different shade of brown on these wings there. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think all of them have names. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23. How many is it? 26. And we've got 30. Along the way there, I'm actually playing them a bit roughly because these birds had been sitting there on the packaging on 2 separate areas of where that packet was. My goodness me, I think I've seen far much better days, but I don't think I'll be repacking them. Maybe I would love to when I'm finished with this video, but I might try and move these aside because, yes, this is going to be more of a simplistic, rough and ready video because I don't know what to do because, I didn't have that much sleep. And, yes, I was a bit fearful that my house could be a bad place, but I better stay at home because this is the sort of time that we have to basically come and just stay to protect the NHS and for a whole bunch of, well, let's just say, utility. That's what I like to say, yeah. But anyways, frankly enough, I've actually got another Flapping Birds product here. Dun, dun, dun. What we have here is a £12.95 British Wildlife Collection toy. It's a Greenfinch Dimorphic Flock 12-pack. £12.95, as I said earlier, is the price. Very, very nice. Looks like that Greenfinch looks like he's being a bit territorial here, and there's another one here. It looks like there's, oh, I'd probably say it's a bit like the Greenfinch gang. I don't know why, but it's maybe for the fact that these guys are one of the largest of all garden birds. Well, the largest of all songbirds. I wouldn't say that much though about these birds because, well, what can I say about these? They're not as big as crows, like these two that are supposed to be not really like that. Well, I'd say it looked more crow-like in design. And I don't know. If I have a close look here, it looks like that male Greenfinch here is curious about what that female Greenfinch there. I think I said goldfinch, didn't I? I don't know what to see there, but I don't think it's that great, that camera, eh? I don't know what to say. It just looks so interesting, isn't it, eh? And on the top here, on the top right there, is another female Greenfinch, which looks quite curious. Bet you what, you know what I was about to say? I don't know what to say, but you know what I was about to say at this section here? You know, with the sly Greenfinch there, the female one here. Looks pretty sly. She obviously looks like that. She wants to be aroused by this curious looking male, but I think that male looks quite a bit contented, yet a bit timid at the same time. And with so many takes with this video here, James is actually seeing far much better days playing with his battery here, but he still works. He still works very fine indeed, though. I think he's still reliable and very helpful pulling those tanker wagons along the way, though. Hopefully they don't catch on fire, obviously. Let's just go ahead and unpack the Greenfinches and see what we've got. Noticing we've got a little red dot indicating this product that was basically made during the coronavirus pandemic. We have actually realised the other three males, they don't actually have names. So I've actually checked them. One of them doesn't have a name. Two of them don't have a name. Yep. And the third one doesn't have a name as well. So there's like three of them which don't have a name. But these ones do, which is nice. So there's three males having a name and the other ones don't. Very interestingly enough about Greenfinches is that they're sexual dimorphic, and most of the time when it comes to the bird feeders, they are actually very aggressive, especially when it comes into sunflower seeds and peanuts as well. And they're actually quite very interestingly common because, you know, Greenfinches used to have a strife for life because their populations were decreasing during the 60s and the 70s. And if I have a look at, I don't know what to do, maybe search with one hand. A very interesting looking bird, eh? The Greenfinch. Looks quite interesting, isn't it, eh? And it's actually quite nice, though. You know, it's actually very, very nice. It's got a black and yellow sort of bee or wasp sort of, some sort of weird bee or wasp sort of colorization here. Maybe a hornet, I don't know. But yes, their populations have been declining during the 70s and 80s. But I think from the 1990s, their populations have been rising, which is nice to hear. And they're still very common. It's like, how many birds now? 1,700,000 pairs, which is very, very nice to see. Here's the other male. I'm going to flap one of these here. And the reason why these birds are aggressive is that these birds can oust a whole bunch of species, such as the blue tit and the grey tit, which makes these birds very argumentative amongst themselves. And they're quite heavy-headed and heavy-bodied, and they've got a very interesting finch-like bill, similar to a house sparrow or a tree sparrow. And let's take a look at the, yep, we all know that males have got olive green colorizations here. Almost thought I didn't know what to say here, but that's what they all look like. But for the females, they're a lot more duller. And even the juveniles, they all look very similar in colorization, of course. Very, very nice. And what's very important to know is that the black and yellow wing markings are very visible on the males, but for the females, in reality, they're actually strikingly a bit faint. They're not that visible enough than the males, which is very nice to hear. Well, these are I don't know. This is what I actually tend to see about greenfinches, though. From what I can see in my perspective, this is how I see greenfinches in my way, though. But I don't think greenfinches they don't have that much yellow color, detailing, colorization and design and detailing, of course. And it's also very worthy to note that female greenfinches don't have eyelashes. Very important to hear, isn't it, eh? I don't know what to say about this FlipFlap product review, eh? I really do apologise for being a bit rough and ready in this video here, but I'm just glad we've got James along the way here because we haven't had him for a very long time. Probably best to just let James rest and maybe wait for another AA battery or a C-size battery or whatever battery we've got. Maybe a 9-volt battery. I don't know what to say, but this video has become a bit long though. So if you have enjoyed this video here, please give this video a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, of course. Though I just don't know what to do because at the moment though it's getting so dark these times. But anyways, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I'm actually feeling very crabby at the moment though. As always, I dare say you're not gonna say next, don't you? Thank you very much for watching, and bye for now. You know what? I might have to do something else. I might have to basically repack these Willy Wagtails next. After I made this video. I'm just waiting for these freaking trains to pass through, especially freaking James. Bye.